Katherine School of the Air is the largest classroom in the world. Located in the top end of the Northern Territory, the school zone covers approximately 800,000 square kilometres. That's an area about 3 times the size of the UK or twice the size of Japan. This video has been designed to give you an overview of that classroom by affording you an insight into the challenges that have already been faced and are being faced daily in the pursuit of quality distance education.
Katherine School of the Air is an NT school, Department of Education, Employment and Training. We're funded the same as any other government school in the Northern Territory on the same basis and ratios. We can apply for grants the same as any other school. It's what we do with our money that differs.
Probably the question that people ask us most about students at School of the Air is what are their levels like?
Everything here is exciting because it's such a dynamic workplace.
We are a government school. We use the same framework document that all schools use. We plan and assess exactly the same way as mainstream schools.
There's always something happening.
They sit the same standardised test that's across Australia for literacy and numeracy in 3, 5, 7 and 9. And they do very well on those tests.
We have 4 terms and we run for 40 weeks of the year. Within those terms we have mini schools, school camp, in school, we have an end of year concert and swim school, and that gives lots of opportunities for the students to get together. The students come from all walks of life. We have students who live on cattle stations, students who live in Indigenous communities, people who live in tourist setups or fishing camps, people who are travelling, people who are working overseas, people who are driving around Australia for 6 to 12 months, students who have medical conditions that mean that they can't attend a conventional school, so join us on School of the Air.
It's a constant challenge, and that's why I'm still here. That's why it's such a great workplace, and that's why it is so different.
Katherine School of the Air was first established in 1966. We ran out of the old area school and we had a teaching principal, Mr. Ron White, who established the radio.
In those days, the radio frequency was taken from Alice Springs Flying Doctor Service. Probably 2 years later than that, we obtained our own frequencies, and it enabled us then to send more radios out to the families.
Well, this is one of the original radio studios. We had 2. The other main one is turned into the IDL. Before IDL, Interactive Distant Learning, we solely did our lessons by radio.
Good morning, this is Kirsty in the studio, calling in all grade 6s, over.
With the crackling, with the weather usually, it was difficult, I thought.
HF radio in the Northern Territory is terribly noisy, and especially this time of the year, which is coming on to our wet season.
Good morning, Andrew, over. Good morning, over.
The lightning, thunder, and sometimes it was impossible for the kids them to hear anything. So most of them decided to go fishing anyway rather than their radio lessons.
When I first came here, we had to share a computer. It was a black and white computer.
Years ago, I went around every station in the Northern Territory and put up aerials and installed their radios. You'd set off to Owen Pelly or Black Point, which is probably 500 kilometres from here, and go away for a week, camp out in the open. It was, you know, it was great fun those days. Not necessary nowadays, like the installation of the satellite aerials and so on are done in a day, and that's it. And that's the IDL system, interactive distant learning setup they've got now.
With the coming of IDL, it's brought along changes to how we do our business, that the students used to be grouped in clusters where all the kids in a geographical location were with the one teacher, but IDL now means that it's far more efficient if they work in their peer level so that there's a more seamless education.
Yeah, the offsider that I've got flies out now. He flies his aeroplane out and installs a satellite dish and so on and such, and it's a young man's job now.
I look after IDL at School of the Air. That involves our studio in town and all our remote sites. We're at Newry Station now, which is 80 k's from Kununurra and about 30 k's from the Western Australian border. There's young Josh who's in preschool now and he's 4, but he's also got a brother and sister who will be on School of the Air in the not too distant future. To be eligible for IDL, a family has to prove a couple of things, and that is having a reliable power supply, that is having a place to store the computer and use it, which involves a desk and so on. They have to be stable in their residence, so they make some commitment that they're going to stick around for 12 months. And last of all, they have to actually be doing their schoolwork. One of the first bits of advice that I give families when I come to install IDL is that within 5 minutes the kids are going to be experts, so don't let it worry you.
Hi Josh, how you going? Whereabouts do you live? We're from Neary, near Kununurra. I've got my 2 friends in today to say hello to you. I've got Chef Basil, who helped me cook pikelets yesterday, and I've got Becky.
Brian, welcome this morning, and Ben, if you could call off please mate. Welcome this morning, and we'll also welcome Glenn, who's calling in from the Sunshine Coast. Good morning, Glenn.
Morning there, Kimbo.
So, Brian, would you like to say good morning to Glenn?
Morning, Rugby Star.
Morning, Brian.
Now, Brian, would you like to start off with the first question you have for Glenn?
Do you think Australia's going to win the World Cup?
If you'd asked me that question, I think 12 months ago I would have said no. But if we get through the semi-finals, I'd say we're a very good chance. Yeah, I think we can win it.
Because of the rather unique requirements of distance education in the Northern Territory, Katherine School of the Air has always met its challenges through a combination of keeping abreast of the very latest teaching methods and technology, a regular engagement of pupil-teacher integration in the form of patrols, school camps and mini-schools, through adhering to the national curriculum, and a constant desire to build on all of the educational requirements of its pupil and home tutor base in a belief that through striving to go that one step further, Katherine School of the Air will ensure the very brightest future ahead for the largest classroom in the world.
The hippocampus in your hands. Beautiful.
School of the Air is never dull. We move fairly quickly and pick up innovations that will make a difference to student learning.
Everything here is exciting and because it's such a dynamic workplace.
This working together is just so important, and as long as everyone's comfortable and can share ideas and notions, then we can really develop a good, strong relationship and move forward with the child's education.
Have a great Friday, and we'll speak to you all very soon.
We are from Katherine School of the Air, all shapes and